April 1944, Mediterranean Theatre, Italy. B-17 bombers flew over Axis lands, guarded by P-51 Mustangs with crimson tails. The 332nd Fighter Group, the Tuskegee Airmen, served under Lieutenant Colonel Benjamin O. Davis, Jr. Their mission demanded shielding bombers across 1,200 miles of enemy skies. Luftwaffe pilots, veterans of countless raids, saw the red tails and sneered. To them, these African-American pilots were a doomed American gamble, unfit for war's brutal calculus. German Messerschmitts turned sharply, their pilots joking over radios, expecting an easy rout at 25,000 feet. The Tuskegee Airmen, forged in Alabama's segregated airfields, had already faced doubt sharper than bullets. Their P-51 seconds, driven by Merlin engines, climbed to 30,000 feet, cruising at 430 miles per hour. Yet the Luftwaffe saw race not skill blind to the Mustang's 6.50 caliber guns. In bunkers, German officers called the 332nd untested, betting their escorts would break. B-17 seconds, slow at 250 miles per hour, needed tight escorts to survive flak and fighters. Missions pushed the Red Tail's range to 1,200 miles, every drop of fuel calculated. Bombers neared targets, oil plants, rail lines when German fighters rose. BF, 109 seconds with 20mm cannons, Dove aiming for B-17 wings. The Red Tails held steady, their guns spitting fire. Tracers cut the sky. A Messerschmitt fell smoke trailing. German laughter faded as the Tuskegee Airmen struck. The 332nd, mocked as novices, proved deadly, their kills a warning. Soon, the Luftwaffe would learn to fear the Red Tail's precision. By spring 1944, Allied air forces battled for Europe's skies, but the Luftwaffe struck hard from Italian bases. Their Bf 109 seconds and FV 190 seconds, armed with 20mm cannons, hunted B-17 bombers with ruthless skill. The 332nd Fighter Group, led by Lieutenant Colonel Benjamin O. Davis, Jr., joined this fight, tasked with escorting bombers across 1,200 miles of hostile territory. Trained at Tuskegee Army Airfield in Alabama, these African-American pilots faced both German fighters and a segregated military's doubts. Their P-51 Mustangs, climbing to 28,000 feet, were their tools to prove their worth. The Luftwaffe masters of air combat dismissed the Tuskegee Airmen as a political stunt. German pilots, with thousands of hours in dogfights, saw the red-tailed Mustangs as no match for their Bf 109 seconds, which hit 400 miles per hour. B-17 seconds, loaded with 2,000-pound bombs, were vulnerable, relying on escorts to fend off attacks at 26,000 feet. The Red Tail's mission demanded precision. Stay tight, engage enemies, return safely. Their P-51 seconds with 6.50 caliber guns firing 800 rounds per minute matched German firepower, but victory hinged on discipline under fire. Each raid tested the 332nd's mettle. A single mistake could doom a bomber crew, costing dozens of lives. The Tuskegee Airmen, under scrutiny from Allied commanders, flew with mechanical calm, their red tails a defiant mark. Luftwaffe briefings mocked their inexperience, predicting panic when flak burst. Instead, the Red Tail's early missions showed grit. Their Mustangs dove on German fighters' tracers, slicing clouds, forcing Bf 109 seconds to retreat. The constraint was clear: prove their skill before prejudice grounded them. The air war's stakes were unforgiving. Bombers targeted German factories and oil lines, aiming to cripple the Axis. The 332nd's role, guarding these missions across 1,200 miles, meant stretching fuel and focus to the limit. German pilots, expecting weakness, met resistance. The Red Tail's teamwork, honed in Alabama's segregated skies, kept B-17 seconds safe. Luftwaffe scorn began to waver as the 332nd's kills mounted each downed fighter a crack in their arrogance. The Tuskegee Airmen's fight was not just for survival, but for a truth. Skill, not race, ruled the skies. In 1944, the Tuskegee Airmen launched combat missions, escorting B-17 bombers over southern Europe's war-torn skies. The 332nd Fighter Group, under Lieutenant Colonel Benjamin O. Davis, Jr., flew P-51 Mustangs, their red tails vivid at 28,000 feet. Their task was to shield bombers targeting German rail yards and factories engaging Luftwaffe fighters with 50 caliber guns at ranges under 500 yards. Early missions brought kills. Bf 109 seconds and FDU 190 seconds fell, hit by bursts, firing 800 rounds per minute. Engine overhaul after 50 hours at full throttle ensured their Mustangs stayed lethal. The Luftwaffe, entrenched in Italian airfields, saw these successes as flukes. German pilots with thousands of combat hours credited the Red Tails' kills to Allied numbers, not skill. Their Bf 109 seconds, armed with 20mm cannons, could shred B-17 seconds in seconds, making the 330 seconds escort role critical. Often outnumbered, the Tuskegee Airmen faced swarms of fighters, their P-51 seconds matching German speed at 430 miles per hour. Tight turns at 300 miles per hour let them outmaneuver foes, their formations holding firm amid flak bursts. Missions stretched 1,200 miles, demanding precise fuel use to reach base. Training at Tuskegee Army Airfield had sharpened the Red Tails' edge. In Alabama's segregated skies, they mastered navigation and gunnery skills now tested in dogfights. At 25,000 feet, their Mustangs dove on German fighters' tracers, carving paths through clouds. Each kill logged, meticulously built their tally with downed Messerschmitts, proving their precision. German pilots, still dismissive, targeted weaker escorts, underestimating the 330 seconds resolve. Luftwaffe briefings called the Red Tails green, but their growing record told a different story. The number that matters was kills, each one a rebuttal to scorn. The Red Tails' impact grew with every mission. B-17 seconds, lumbering at 250 miles per hour, relied on their escorts to survive. The 330 seconds discipline, maintaining cover through chaos, ensured bombers hit targets and returned. Their P-51 seconds, climbing 2,000 feet per minute, could chase enemies or evade flak. German commanders analyzing losses began to notice the red-tailed Mustangs. What they called luck was skill forged under pressure. The Tuskegee Airmen's training, constrained by segregation, produced pilots who navigated 1,200 miles of hostile skies with calm precision. Luftwaffe arrogance held, but cracks formed. German pilots expecting easy prey met fierce resistance. The Red Tails' early kills, dozens by mid-1944, forced grudging attention. Their Mustangs, with Merlin engines pushing 430 miles per hour, proved as deadly as any Allied fighter. Each mission from Italy to Germany tested their range and resolve. The 330 seconds success was no accident. It was engineered through relentless drills and Davis's leadership. German radios, once filled with mockery, grew quieter as the Red Tails' reputation spread. The Tuskegee Airmen were rewriting the Air War's rules, one dogfight at a time. Lieutenant Colonel Benjamin O. Davis, Jr. led the 332nd Fighter Group, with steely precision guiding red-tailed P-51 Mustangs through skies thick with danger. His leadership molded African-American pilots into a force that silenced doubters both Axis and Allied. Captain Charles McGee, a standout among them, flew missions at 26,000 feet, his 50 caliber guns ripping through German fighters. McGee later spoke of Luftwaffe pilots' early scorn, their laughter turning to respect as kills mounted. The Red Tails fought for more than victory. Each mission at 1,200 miles was a stand against prejudice. Davis faced relentless skepticism from Allied commanders who saw the Tuskegee Airmen as a risky experiment. His response was discipline, drilling pilots to perfection in Alabama's segregated fields. Every escort mission shielding B-17 seconds at 250 miles per hour carried the weight of proving African Americans belonged in combat. McGee recalled the strain each dogfight with P-51 seconds banking at 430 miles per hour demanded flawless execution. The constraint was clear: outperform or be grounded. Their red tails, bold against the clouds, became a symbol of defiance. Pilots bonded in shared struggle, their radios steady with orders amid flak and fighters. McGee's reflections captured the shift. German pilots, once mocking, grew wary. Red tails strike hard. A Luftwaffe voice hissed at 25,000 feet. Davis's tactics, tight formations, bold intercepts kept bombers safe, their 2,000-pound loads hitting targets. The emotional toll was heavy. Every kill countered stereotypes, every safe return a victory. 300 missions flown by 1944, war on body and mind, yet resolve held. The Red Tails fight was personal. Davis, navigating racial barriers, led by example, his calm voice guiding pilots through chaos. McGee, logging hours in dogfights, felt the stakes failure could end the Tuskegee program. Their P-51 seconds with 6 guns firing 800 rounds per minute were tools of proof. Each mission across 1,200 miles tested their skill and spirit. German respect, hard-earned, came as kills piled up their radios, buzzing with warnings. The Tuskegee Airmen's story, etched in tracer fire and courage, began reshaping a world that doubted them. August 1944 saw the Tuskegee Airmen face a crucible in the Ploiești raid over Romania, escorting B-17 bombers to oil refineries. The 332nd Fighter Group, under Lieutenant Colonel Benjamin O. Davis Jr., flew P-51 Mustangs at 25,000 feet, their red tails a stark warning. Luftwaffe fighters Bf 109 seconds and FW 190 seconds swarmed, met by 50 caliber fire from Mustangs, diving at 430 miles per hour. By late 1944, the Red Tails' kills surpassed 100, a feat rivaling elite squadrons. Fuel endurance at 1,200 miles ensured bombers reached targets. The Ploiești mission was brutal, with flak and fighters defending Germany's oil lifeline. B-17 seconds, carrying 4,000-pound bombs, flew at 250 miles per hour, relying on the 332nd to survive. The Red Tails' teamwork, coordinated dives, covering each bomber, kept losses low. Their P-51 seconds, climbing 2,000 feet per minute, outturned FW 190 seconds, breaking German formations. Luftwaffe pilots, once dismissive, now hesitated, their 20mm cannons less effective against the 332nd's precision. German commanders studying losses saw the Red Tails as a growing threat. Success was no accident. Tuskegee's segregated training had built pilots who navigated 1,200 miles of hostile skies with mechanical calm. Their Mustangs, firing 800 rounds per minute, downed over 100 enemy aircraft by 1944's end. Luftwaffe tactics shifted, avoid direct clashes with the 332nd, focus on weaker escorts. German radios, once mocking, warned of the Red Tails' skill. The number that matters was kills 100 and counting, proof African-American pilots matched the best. The Red Tails' impact rippled. Their escort missions, spanning 1,200 miles, set a standard for reliability. B-17 crews, often skeptical, grew to trust the 332nd's cover. Luftwaffe reassessments were grudging, but clear the Tuskegee Airmen were formidable. Their discipline, forged under Davis's leadership, turned prejudice into respect. Each kill, each safe bomber chipped away at myths of inferiority, proving skill ruled the skies. The Ploiești raid and its aftermath marked the Red Tails as a force that reshaped the air war. By late 1944, the Tuskegee Airmen's red-tailed P-51 Mustangs had silenced Luftwaffe laughter. German pilots, once jeering, now scanned skies warily at 26,000 feet. Red Tails hunt us, a Luftwaffe pilot growled, dodging tracers from 50 caliber guns. The 332nd Fighter Group, led by Lieutenant Colonel Benjamin O. Davis Jr., surpassed 100 kills, shattering myths of racial inferiority. Their Mustangs, hitting 430 miles per hour, outfought Bf 109 seconds across 1,200 miles of enemy territory. Luftwaffe commanders, sifting through loss reports, faced hard truths. The Red Tails' tactics, tight weaves, aggressive intercepts, foiled German attacks on B-17 seconds, flying at 250 miles per hour. Their P-51 seconds, with 6 guns, firing 800 rounds per minute, sent Messerschmitts crashing. German pilots found no weaknesses, their 20mm cannons outmatched by the 332nd's skill. Tuskegee's segregated training produced pilots who flew with precision, navigating flak and fighters. Kill tally hit 100 by 1944, a stark metric of dominance. The shift reshaped perceptions. German arrogance, rooted in prejudice, crumbled as the Red Tails proved African-American pilots equaled any. Their missions, spanning 1,200 miles, protected bombers with unmatched reliability. Luftwaffe briefings, once dismissive, now flagged the 332nd as a priority threat. Allied commanders, initially skeptical, saw the Tuskegee Airmen's record over 100 kills as proof of excellence. The myth that race-limited skill lay in ruins, each dogfight a testament to engineered precision. The Red Tails' legacy took root. Their success challenged not just German tactics but global assumptions, setting a precedent for equality. B-17 crews, once doubtful, relied on the 332nd's cover. The Luftwaffe, forced to adapt, avoided direct engagements. The Tuskegee Airmen, forged in adversity, turned scorn into respect, their red tails a symbol of skill over bias. Their impact, measured in kills and safe bombers, began rewriting the air war's story. By 1945, the Tuskegee Airmen had flown over 15,000 sorties, their red-tailed P-51 Mustangs, a feared presence over Europe, led by Lieutenant Colonel Benjamin O. Davis Jr., the 332nd Fighter Group, escorted B-17 bombers across 1,200 miles, their 50-caliber guns downing over 100 enemy aircraft. Luftwaffe pilots, once scornful, learned to dread the Mustang's precision at 26,000 feet. Their record protecting bombers at 250 miles per hour helped cripple Germany's war machine as Allied victory neared. 15,000 sorties flown by 1945 sealed their reputation. The Red Tails' impact reached beyond combat. Their success, over 100 kills, minimal bomber losses, proved African-American pilots could excel under fire. In 1948, President Harry S. Truman's Executive Order 9981 desegregated the U.S. military, driven by the 332nd's undeniable skill. Pilots like Captain Charles McGee, with 136 missions, embodied resilience, their stories shattering racial barriers. The Tuskegee Airmen's discipline, forged in Alabama's segregated skies, turned doubt into respect, their P-51 seconds cruising at 430 miles per hour, a symbol of triumph. Their legacy endures in monuments, museums, and films, celebrating the Red Tails' courage. The 332nd's missions, spanning 1,200 miles, set a benchmark for escort reliability, inspiring trust from B-17 crews. Their fight, both against Luftwaffe fighters and prejudice, reshaped military and cultural landscapes. African-American service members, inspired by the Tuskegee Airmen, found new paths forward. The Red Tails, once mocked, stand as emblems of excellence, proving skill, not race, defines a pilot's worth in the unforgiving skies.